Hi, I'm Heather Hubbard. I went from being a lawyer and partner at one of the largest firms in America to becoming an online personality and successful entrepreneur. I know what it takes to rise to the top. I also know all too well the toll it can take on your health and personal life. So, how do you shine bright without burning out? How do you chase joy while achieving success? You're listening to the Hustle and Flow podcast. Welcome back to Hustle and Flow. I am your host, Heather Hubbard, and we are on episode 214, which is a special preview episode for the Get It Done Challenge. Now, we're going to be doing that every day next week, and I want you to be prepared. One, I want to help you decide if it's right for you. And the answer is it is right for you. Number two, I want to make sure that you have everything ready so that you can actually do the challenges each day next week. Because doing this after the fact, it's going to be on the podcast. So you can always come back to it and get ideas, notes, refreshers. But the end of the year is almost here, y'all. So I want to make sure that you are ready and set up to go for next week so that you can knock all of this out and feel great about the holidays and the year end without feeling everything is chaotic and overwhelming. And then three, I want to make sure that you understand how the prizes work. Not just what are the prizes, but how to earn a prize, because this has been open for, I guess, a week now, and I've already seen people make mistakes, which means they think they're submitting entries, but they don't count. So I want to make sure that you understand all of the rules related to the prize piece in case you are trying to win a prize. And we've got some really good prizes, so you very well may be. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room first, and that is it is election day, and it's a big election. I don't know if you know where you were 8 years ago, but I do. I feel like anytime there's like a big monumental event that can feel traumatic, like we think of 9/11, things like that, we remember where we are and what we were doing. And I definitely remember when Trump won and just how afraid I was, how sad I was, how confused I was. And I then had to go lead a retreat. It was my very first retreat at Miraval. That was a Sunday. So the election was on a Tuesday and the retreat was on a Sunday. And so I spent a few days, crying on the couch and then got my shit together because I had to go lead this event. So you probably also know where you were 8 years ago. And some of those fears are creeping back in and we don't know what's going to happen. We have absolutely zero control. We can vote. We can encourage others to vote. We can canvass and phone bank and try to help and influence people. But at the end of the day, we do not have control over what happens with the Electoral College, with any disputes, how long it's going to take. And so, one of the reasons why I actually planned the Get It Done challenge for the week after is so we have something to keep us focused and productive and we don't start spiraling. Obviously, if Trump wins, that is definitely going to give a lot of us reason to completely spiral for good reason. If though we're like in some kind of like we don't even know what's happening, there's not a clear winner, um, that can obviously create a lot of agitation. But at that point, there will be zero we can do about it, right? So knowing when to be productive, not to distract yourself, but so that you can be in pursuit of your own joy and your own purpose. That is important. And then, right from my lips to God's ears, if Kamala wins and we are excited and we are joyful, then by God, let's like get on with our lives and let's move forward. Let's have great year end plans. We've all been working really hard on this election, but let's also work really hard again on our own purpose and our own joy. So, all that to say, I'm with you. I'm recording this, in advance. So I'm not as nervous, but I know that the day that this is released, I will be very, very nervous. And you may be too. Just know that we are in this together And we're going to have the Get It Done Challenge next week. And it is going to be a beautiful place for us to come together and to get shit done and to prioritize our own purpose and our own joy. Okay. So, what is the Get It Done Challenge and what can you expect? Chances are you've actually done the Get It Done Challenge before. This will be the fifth time that we are hosting a Get It Done Challenge. Everyone loves it. It is a fan favorite. So you might be doing it again and you're like, I know what it is. I love it. I'm here for it. But you might be new to the podcast or the challenges. And so you might be like, I really don't even know what this is. So the Get It Done Challenge is like the perfect blend of hustle and flow. One, you are going to get a lot done. I'm going to help you tackle the to do list, everything that you're like, I got to get all this done. I'm going to help you prioritize it. I'm going to help you come up with a plan to actually make it happen. And we're not going to kill ourselves in the process. This is also about flow. It's about boundaries. It is about scheduling. It is about saying no. It is about learning to identify the priorities most important to us as opposed to the priorities most important to everyone around us. So, these tools, I mean, it's a great way to just come up with a plan and have a refresh. These are tools that are going to benefit you long after the challenge is over. So I'm on the website, getitdonechallenge.com. And it was when I was picking out the testimonials that I was going to include on the website, I was like, so amazed and excited. And I had nostalgia remembering these people and the work that we did together. But these really do sum up what you can expect with the Get It Done Challenge. By the way, the Get It Done Challenge is absolutely free. And these are some of the testimonials that people have said in past years. Sarah said, "This has been so helpful. I'm really grateful that your ad popped up on my Instagram." Yes, I run ads. And so maybe you're here for the first time. You're like, yeah, I also got an ad on Facebook or Instagram. I don't even know who you are, but I'm watching this preview. Sarah says, I am ending this week feeling so much better than I started. This has been my happiest work week in quite some time. All right. Like, happiest work week in quite some time. I love it. Okay. So now we have Chris. And Chris says, I feel better going into a weekend than I have in a very, very long time. Thinking Sunday will be enjoyable too. Thanks so much for making this challenge doable. So, if you're worried that this is going to be a really hard week, know that you might have some hard decisions, some difficult decisions, but it's doable. I totally break it down step by step with instructions on exactly what to do. And as you can see from Sarah and Chris, they're like, oh my gosh, this was so enjoyable. This was so fun. I am so happy. It's going to make you feel lighter and brighter. Okay, I got a few more for you. I just love these. Okay, Nihad, this week has been so amazing. You made it so easy to follow along and accomplish tasks. I am re energized and refocused. Yes, that's the point. The point is to make this easier for you. I know you've got big year end goals. I know that you have a million to dos. I know that you are probably trying to take off work and have wonderful holiday plans. And that's why I'm so excited that we're doing the Get It Done Challenge now, because I have never done a Get It Done Challenge before the holidays. And just given what all we have dealt with since the pandemic, Trump, the elections, and the divisiveness, we need to go into the end of the year with as much purpose and joy as possible, which is why I'm so excited that we're doing the Get It Done Challenge right now. Barbara said, this week has been so helpful. I haven't felt this focused in a year. Thank you for the tools and the focus. So, you're going to get so much out of this challenge. And all you have to do is register. Like, that's it. You just got to put your name and your email in. And the reason why is because you get an email each day telling you what the challenge is, giving you the links to the podcast and the videos, as well as the prizes. So technically, you could come on and just listen to the podcast without registering. But if you do that, number one, you don't qualify for any of the prizes. And that's just silly. If you're going to do this work, go ahead and put your name in the hat for the prizes. And two, sometimes we have really good intentions and then we don't follow through because things come up, things pop up. And that email is going to be a huge reminder for you and help you actually stay on track during this Get It Done Challenge week. Okay, two more testimonials, and then I'm going to share with you more of what we can expect going into next week. Christopher. It's very helpful and empowering to be getting all this stuff down in one place and going through the process of managing it all effectively. That's right. We're not going to just take one or two things. We're going to take all of it, everything with your work, everything with your life, everything with children and parents and holidays and careers, all of it. We are going to get it done. And then Cassandra said, another successful challenge in the books. Thank you for providing this program. I always look forward to it. And that goes back to this is the fifth time we have done this. And it's something that I always look forward to as well. So, again, whether this is your very first time or this is your fifth time, we are going to have a blast and we are going to get so much done. So, here's what you can expect next week. You are going to get an email. Now, again, you have to register. Even if you're on my email list, you have to register. This is new. In the past, I think we always set it up with the rules where as long as you were on the newsletter list. No, you need to actually be on the challenge list. And that is because we are not sending the emails out to my entire newsletter list. We are only sending them out to people who sign up for the Get It Done Challenge because I don't want to be sending you emails you're not interested in. So you are going to get an email on Monday morning. You're going to get an email as soon as you register. And in that email, it's going to tell you how you can go ahead and earn a prize during the pre challenge period. And it's going to tell you how to get qualified for the grand prize, which to do that, you've got to do something by Sunday, November 10th. So make sure that you're getting those emails. But for the challenge itself, on Monday morning, you are going to get an email that says, the podcast is up. Now, these are short podcast episodes. They're not my regular podcast episodes that last around 30 minutes. It's going to be about 10 to 15 minutes where I tee up a topic and a step. The challenge is all about a step by step process. I want this to be as easy as possible for you. So, you are going to get your first step, which is also your first challenge. So I'm going to tell you exactly how to go about it, what to look out for, so that you'll just be ready to hit the ground running. From there, you will complete the challenge. Everyone likes to ask, how much time do I need? Some people will only spend 15 to 30 minutes, but I have never heard anyone say, I spent too long on that. I wish I hadn't spent so much time on the Get It Done challenge that week. If you can truly allot time each day to focus on these tasks, it's going to save you so much more time in the long run. Now, it's going to be different for each person because some of you already kind of have a plan. Some of you already manage your time pretty well. Others of you, you really struggle. So, for some people, their to do list isn't going to be that big. For others, it's going to be a mile long. That's really going to be dependent on you and your personal situation. So, I recommend that you at least have 30 minutes. And if you want to listen to the podcast and then knock it out, that is going to be the most efficient way to do it because it's going to be top of mind and you're ready to go. If I were in your shoes, I would try to block out an hour of time a day, whether that's first thing in the morning, at lunch, in the afternoon. I would block out an hour in order to listen to that podcast and then to be able to complete the challenge at 3:30 p.m. Central Time. It will be standard time at that point. At 3:30 p.m., I'm going to be on YouTube Live each and every day. That is not mandatory. You don't have to come. But if you do and you ask a question, I will answer your question live. So in the past, we always did it on Facebook. This year, it is going to be on YouTube. So if you come over there, one, it's just a lot of fun. We're going to celebrate what you accomplished that day. any of the questions that might come up for you while you're doing the challenge. So maybe you actually need some answers before you can complete it, or you're just thinking long term and you're like, I want to understand the reasoning behind this. Ask me anything. I am there to support you and to help you. Come on over, have fun. If you can't make it live, that's okay. It's going to live on YouTube so you can watch the replay. And again, you don't have to do that. But if you do, I think you're going to get even more lessons out of it, more tools, more tips. And that's going to support you more long term, even after the challenge is over. Because once you get your plan in place, you still have to get everything done by the end of the year. And it's just a way to support you in that regard. So that's how the challenge itself works. But let's talk about the prizes, because you don't have to submit entries for prizes, but you should. You should. Why not try to reward yourself for the amazing work that you are putting in? So there are 7 prizes total. There is the pre-challenge window, and that is from, when did we open it? Oh my goodness. It was sometime in October. So if you're listening to this episode, which is coming out November 5th, we are definitely already in the pre-challenge window. It is open, and that lasts until Sunday, November 10th. So you're going to want to get your entry in for that. That is going to make you eligible, number one, for the prize drawing for the pre challenge. But two, it's going to be your very first entry, your qualification into the grand prize, which I'm going to get to in a minute. Okay. Then you're going to also have Monday through Friday, November 11th through the 15th, the opportunity to get another entry in. Each and every day, the drawings are going to start over. So when you get your entry in, you may win the daily prize, and it keeps you in the running for the grand prize. Again, I'll come back to that in a minute. So what are we giving away during the pre-challenge? What are we giving away during the daily prizes? Well, every year it's a little bit different, but it's always related to something that I am off. And this year we are going to do the planning extravaganza on December 5th and 6th. Now, if you've been following along in the past, you used to know this as Life and Law Live. That was one variation. We also just had what was called Life and Law Planning. So the very first one I did was actually in December, I think, of 2015. And some of those were in Nashville, which is where I am. And then some were virtual, they were through CLEs. We started the workshops and then the live in person events in Phoenix and Miami. And then in 2021, we did it virtual. And the tickets for that were, I believe they were $14.97 for the regular ticket and $24.97 for the VIP ticket. This year, the planning extravaganza is only going to be, drum roll please, $197 for the regular ticket and $497 for the business bundle. So if you do not own a business and you are not supposed to generate business for your work, like that's not part of your job, then all you need is December 5th. All you need is December 5th. If you own a business or you are in charge of bringing in business, then you're going to want to do the bundle, and you'll do December 5th and 6th. So here's what you get. You are getting admission. I tried to make it so much more affordable for everyone, but we're going to actually give away free tickets to this virtual event. And once you experience the Get It Done Challenge, you're going to get a very clear understanding of how I work, how I teach, and you're going to be like, I now see why I want to be in the planning extravaganza to plan for all of 2025. The pre-challenge winner, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday winner, each one of those will be a ticket, a regular ticket, $197 ticket. Now, maybe you want the business bundle ticket. No problem. What we're going to do is you're going to tell us that, and we will give you a credit for that amount. So it ends up being like a discount or a coupon code. And we did that because I was like, I don't want to give business bundle tickets to people who don't need it. And I don't want for someone to win a regular ticket and then still have to buy the business bundle ticket at that full price. So I was like, here's what we're going to do. If you want the regular ticket, it's yours absolutely free. And if you want the business bundle ticket, you can take that credit, that full $197, and apply it to that so you still save money. Okay, grand prize. How do you win the grand prize? Okay, you win the grand prize by participating in the pre challenge and the daily challenges. So if you participate at least once by November 10th, and then you also participate November 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's how you get an entry into the grand prize. It is my way of saying thank you and good job to those of you who show up for yourself each and every day. So many people drop off. I see it every year. It's like a New Year's resolution. People get started, they have good intentions, and then they let life take over, which is, I love it when you show up to the Get It Done challenge, but it's really a bigger issue because what it means is if you can't finish the Get It Done challenge, you're also going to stay in a place of chaos and overwhelm because there are always going to be things coming your way. It's never going to be perfect and you're never going to be able to get ahead or in front of it. So I want to encourage you to stick with it and to show up each and every day. And so if you do that, then you are entered to win the grand prize. And let me just tell you, we've been doing this, like I said, this will be the fifth time. And you would be shocked at how few people actually have an entry into the grand prize. So if you're the kind of person who's like, what are my odds? You never really know. It's whoever puts in. Just know if you do the pre challenge and the challenge every day, Monday through Friday, you've got pretty good odds to win the grand prize because a lot of people just don't. They don't follow through. So if you win that grand prize, you get to pick, you get to choose between the regular ticket or the business bundle ticket. So whichever one you want, it's yours. And then you get $3,497 credit towards one of my 2025 programs. Now, if you're thinking, wait, I got to buy something? No, no, you do not. So, the Growth Accelerator program that I offer, you do need to have a business or be generating business for your company. But if you have that, the cost of it is $3,497. I feel like this is the Price is Right. That means you can get that program absolutely free. Won't cost you a dime to participate. The other programs that I have, the Joy in the Journey Transformational Luxury Retreat program, it is 4 months. It goes January to April. We have an in person 3 night, 4 day luxury retreat at Miraval, Arizona. And so, if you are interested in that, and that's for anyone, you do not need to have a business to do that. So you could put that credit towards it. Now, you may not want to put your credit towards anything, and that's fine. You don't have to use it. But if you've been eyeing these programs or you think you might want one of these programs, it's going to save you a ton of money. I don't ever discount programs like that at that amount. And we have zero intentions of doing any discounts for our programs whatsoever for Black Friday, for here that through the end of the year and in 2025. There are no discounts. We have no promotions going. So that's going to be huge. And then the other thing that I have, again, you would need to be a business owner for this one, is the all in mastermind. And that includes Joy in the Journey. It includes Growth Accelerator. It includes Accelerator Plus. It includes the Happy, Healthy, Wealthy Retreat. It's an entire year where you work with me and we work on your business together. So that would also be a huge savings if you wanted to add that to that. Again, it does not obligate you to buy anything, but if you are interested in any of those programs, you can either get them for free or at a huge discount that is just not available anywhere else, not even for $5 or $10 off. So it really is an amazing prize. In fact, that is the best prize we have ever given as the grand prize. So super, super excited about that. But remember, you do have to get your entry in before the challenge starts. So Sunday, November 10th or earlier, as well as every single day, November 11th through 15th. And you might be saying, You're saying this over and over again, Heather. Get your entry in. But how do I get the entry in? What am I doing? Well, you find that out in your emails. It's different every time. So it might be posting on Instagram, it might be liking and commenting on something, but there's a little thing that you do each and every day. I will say, I will say, I forgot at the beginning. I told you all I would do this, and I almost forgot. You have to make it public. So anytime, most of these are all Instagram. Anytime you are issued a way to have an entry on Instagram, if you have a private account and you tag me or you use the hashtag, I cannot see it. And if I cannot see it, I cannot give you points for it. So we look on the back end every day in our business suite and it will show tags, comments, all of that. But we can only see what's public. It will not let us see what's private. So you got a few decisions to make there. One is you may choose to just have your profile be public for the week of the challenge, or you may choose not to participate in the prizes. That's really up to you, but we cannot see it and give you credit for it if it is not public. That's just the way Instagram works. It's also just Instagram. So in past years, we did a lot with Facebook and Instagram. I am not a fan of Facebook. I'm not trying to prove a point or anything else. I just it does not bring me joy. And when I was dealing with the adrenal tumor and had to reduce as much stress as possible, I realized that Facebook caused me a lot of stress. When I go on there, it does not make me happy. It makes me depressed. It makes me anxious. So I don't get on there. So I have my Instagram linked to my Facebook. So if you see my posts on there, it's because it's just coming in with Instagram, which is also why I don't always see your all's comments or respond. But just know, I have seen a few people share like the Instagram story that automatically gets pushed over to Facebook, and then they're sharing it on Facebook to Facebook. That won't count for your entry. It has to be on the Instagram platform. So if that's not your platform of choice, I'm sorry, but that's the rules for this particular challenge. So if you want to play for the prizes, just make sure that you are on Instagram, your posts are public, you're tagging me publicly, and that is where you are doing your comments, likes, and sharing, not on Facebook. Okay. And I want you to win. I want you to win these prizes. So I just want to make sure that you understand. Um, and we can see it'll be like there's so many shares, but we can only see one, which means two people thought they were submitting an entry, but they didn't actually because we couldn't see it. We couldn't see it. Okay. So that's how you're going to submit your entries each and every day. Look at the email, read that very closely so that you don't mess up and lose an entry. And if you ever have a question about it, just email support@heatherjoyhubbard.com and we will help you out. I'm looking at my notes. I think that's it. The only other thing I will add on the planning extravaganza, if you're just like, well, I don't know if I'm interested in these prizes or not, I encourage you to get started just in case you're interested in that grand prize. Because if you get in there on Wednesday and you're like, dang, I really wish I had done that, it's going to be too late. So go ahead and get in on it. And then as you're going along, if you're not interested, you can stop doing it. So with the planning extravaganza, it is also very step by step, very holistic. It is helping you identify your biggest priorities for 2025. We do a lot of brainstorming and culling, and I just have systems that I take you through that really allows you to think through a lot of different things in many different ways. So regardless of your learning style or your planning style, you're going to be able to get insights as to what you want to focus on. And then we take that a step further and we actually help build out the strategy and the plan to go execute and implement. So, part of why we're doing this at the beginning of December is so that you can dedicate this one day or these 2 days to coming up with the plan and the strategy and the priorities so that you can finish the year without worrying about it and know that on January 1, it's all set up and ready to go. So, again, it's just all about ease while achieving as much success as you want and having as much joy and personal peace and purpose as possible. Because if we are not having fun and we are stressed all the time, what is even the point? What is even the point? Okay, that is it for the preview of the Get It Done Challenge. I am so excited. I cannot wait to get started on Monday. If you have not gone and voted yet, get your butt in line. Go vote. Encourage everyone you know who will vote for Kamala to go do so. And let's just cross our fingers for the best. I will see you either way next week for the Get It Done Challenge. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, give the episode a like and leave a comment below so we can keep the conversation going. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future episode or announcement. Listening on Apple, Spotify, or another podcast app, you can watch the video and join in the after show conversation by visiting hustleandflowpodcast.com.